I've been pulled through time.
The first season of Loki was a certified fresh hit and was only supposed to be a limited series. But thankfully, a second season is about to kick off, continuing the chaos and, let's be real, confusion established in season 1. But it's been a while since season 1, so we got your back, and here is everything you need to know before the show.
It's up to us to save this place.
As we get ready to load up on Loki, here's what we'll be looking at. Get it? Looking, Loki? Okay, anyways, we're gonna do a recap of season 1, a look ahead to what we can expect in season 2, a breakdown of all the returning characters and some of the new ones we know about, plus who has taken over some major roles behind the scenes. But also imagine how much more I could get done if I had multiple variants of myself. Hopefully there's a Flamingo Naz out there somewhere. Sorry again, my Florida is showing. Here we go. Okay, first, let's recap. The first season began after Tom Hiddleston's Loki had conveniently come into possession of the Tesseract during the Battle of New York in the movie Avengers Endgame. This is so many people's favorite scene. I just love when Ant-Man tells Iron Man, "Is that Axe body spray?" It's so good.
Yeah, I had a can on the desk for emergencies. Relax. Can we focus, please?
But now Loki's on the other side of the world, and he's picked up by a group known as the Time Variance Authority, which looks after and helps keep what's called the sacred timeline in order. Now, after that, we learned that another variant Loki, a female known as Sylvie, played by Sophia DiMartino, has been making trouble for the TVA. So Loki is recruited by Owen Wilson's caseworker Mobius to help them catch her, and if you're a comic book fan, you know Mobius M. Mobius has just one of the best names ever. No argument there. Now, as it turns out, the TVA was actually a front for He Who Remains. I feel like there should be like a dun 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 dun. Played by Jonathan Majors, a super genius who helped shape the aforementioned sacred timeline to prevent catastrophic wars within the multiverse, and who is in charge of it.
Hence, the TVA.
Then Sylvie, who's had a bone to pick with whoever was behind the TVA since her childhood, killed He Who Remains. But with no one to look after the timeline, things started to splinter and basically go crazy back in the multiverse, creating all kinds of problems and weirdness. I really want to make a joke here, but this stuff is so complicated, I will continue for sense of ease. So then Loki ended up back in a different version of the TVA where his boy Mobius doesn't recognize him. Loki's all like, "Hey man," and Mobius is like, "Who dis?" And there are statues everywhere of someone who looks a lot like He Who Remains. It could be Victor Timely, who we met in a post-credit scene in Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, or more likely, the big baddie Kang, all played by Jonathan Majors. And that is where the season ends, bringing us all into season 2 if you're still here with me. It's looking like this next season, we're gonna pick up where the first one left off. So, ironically enough, no time hop in there, LOL. So it looks like Loki's gonna be working on getting his friendship with Mobius back to where it was, while trying to explain that the new TVA boss is also the old boss and also something even bigger and badder, which I'm really looking forward to because Tom and Owen's chemistry is pretty fantastic. Plus, the trailer that dropped in July shows that Loki is struggling with the condition known as time slipping. So, you know, as if this show didn't already feel like math in your head, now they're adding in science. So while time slipping's gotta be really annoying, it basically allows Loki to see things in the future. A future that's not looking too bright. So he and Mobius will try and figure out the threat to the future and also why Loki keeps time slipping, something that's not supposed to be happening within the TVA.
I know, but we just saw it happen. Yeah.
Now, whether this season will explore the work of Kang, the presumed future big baddie of the multiverse saga, or how Victor Timely may be involved in the bigger picture remains to be seen. So basically, He Who Remains remains to be seen. Now, of course, much like the first season, while the TVA remains the home base of events, there will no doubt be plenty of jumping around in different time periods and civilizations, making for some interesting stories, and I gotta be honest, some fire fashion moments. I mean, the trailer shows Loki in Victorian England at one point, so there's that, and I gotta say, I love a man in Victorian garb. And from what we can see in this season 2 first look photo, Mbatura's Ravonna Renslayer appears in Victorian dress, so she may be there for Victor Timely, who appears in the same time period at the end of Quantumania, but we'll get back to her in a second. Seriously, all of this seems pretty important to how things are going to play out in the forthcoming MCU movies, so Loki's gotta connect with his brother Thor at some point to tell him about it, right? I mean, this upcoming season seems like a great time for that. But let's take a look now at who's coming back. So along with Hiddleston and Wilson returning as Loki and Mobius, respectively, we know that DiMartino Sylvie will also be back teaming up with Loki once again, which is really nice considering she may have done some serious damage by taking out He Who Remains. And as I mentioned previously, Gugu Mbatha returns as Ravonna Renslayer, the TVA judge who fled after her understanding of the universe unraveled. I feel you, sister, but also we need women on the stand. Wunmi Masaku is also back as Hunter B-15, who kind of saved the day at one point in season 1. And fear not, my friends, because Richard E. Grant's comics-inspired classic Loki is also scheduled to return, and everyone loves a good throwback. Plus, Majors is back, this time as Victor Timely and any other variants of He Who Remains and or Kang, because, as we learned in Quantumania, there are many versions of Kang in the multiverse and some with different names. It is a whirlwind, folks. I get it. Take it up with Kevin Feige. This script I'm reading honestly looks like a wall in the Time Variance Authority. Let's talk about fresh faces now. Joining in on the fun for season 2 includes Ke Huy Quan, a central figure in the first trailer as a TVA archivist who knows a thing or two about time slipping. And thank God we didn't have to wait too long after this year's Oscars to see him in more stuff. We also know that Rafael Casal from the movie Blind Spotting is going to be joining the cast in a potentially major role, and Scottish actress Kate Dickie is involved too as possibly a villain. Now, the rest of the info on their characters is still locked in the Marvel Vault for now. But finally, let's get to the creative forces. So the end of Loki season 1 also meant the end for head writer Michael Waldron, who will remain an EP on this show, but he's basically busy with other Marvel and Disney projects. He's been replaced, though, by Eric Martin, who served as one of the writers for the first season, so he knows what's up, in other words. Now, director Kate Herron has also exited, with her spot being filled by directing duo Justin Benson and Aaron Moorhead, who handled the middle chapters of the Moon Knight series. You gotta love having previous Marvel experience on your LinkedIn page. And along with Waldron, the man who, let's be real, always remains to be seen, Kevin Feige is also an executive producer once again. I'm really looking forward to seeing his baseball cap for this season. Okay, my friends, that is everything you need to know before you watch Loki Season 2 when it hits Disney Plus on October 6th. It is gonna be a wild ride, and I cannot wait to hear what you think. My name is Naz Perez. My variant is Flamingo Naz Perez. Thanks for watching, and be sure to rate and review this show at RottenTomatoes.com.